Good morning and welcome to the Sasageyo Podcast. For those on YouTube, cheers. I have my coffee and I cheersed you.
Oh my gosh.
For those on the podcast, I guess, I don't know, verbally cheers.
Verbally cheers. Hey guys.
I'm Tim Byers, by the way, and I'm joined
Leo
by
Byers.
my co-host, Leah Byers.
Leo Byers.
Sorry, clearly I need
We
to
are
have...
out of it this
I
morning,
need to
actually.
have more of my coffee this morning.
We woke up and we were like,
Huh?
yeah. Huh? Like the cat. Huh? No, we are out of it.
Yeah. But
the
this
coffee
will
is
get us
awakening
into it.
us.
Right.
And talking about Attack on Titan will awaken us.
Yeah, it sends the adrenaline. You know, I feel like Mikasa and I can just hear Eren in my head
That was
saying,
so nerdy.
Fight!
That was very nerdy of you.
So what? I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed.
It's who I am.
Anyway, welcome to the Sasageyo Podcast. Welcome, YouTubers.
Yeah.
Check us out on YouTube,
Mhm.
Podcast, Spotify, Apple Music, and
Apple Podcasts.
Oh, Apple Podcasts. See, oh my gosh, I need some coffee.
So it's been some time since we've talked about this. If you're new or checking us out for the first time, how this podcast goes is we talk about each episode one at a time. So we start at episode 1. Currently, we're on episode 9.
I know.
And so we watch the dub and take notes. We're going to discuss it, debrief it. We also
Dubbed,
watch it
subbed,
subbed
manga.
and read the respective chapters in the manga. Talk about any differences. Talk about important things to pay attention to if this is your first time. Most people, it's probably they're
either watching
rewatching it.
They're either watching it, but they're way ahead of us, or rewatching it, or you've watched to the end. So, yeah, and we go into details, spoilers at the end, not throughout it. And then what else? We just go into details.
We talk about
conspiracies.
Love a good conspiracy. If you have a conspiracy, send it our way, even if it's crazy.
So we keep saying for people to send stuff to us, we should probably tell them how.
sasageyopod@gmail.com or just DM us.
Yeah,
anywhere.
so we have Instagram. It's Sasageyo Pod. Also TikTok, Sasageyo Pod.
.pod.
Oh, Sasageyo.pod. And those are ways you can literally just send us a message and say, for this episode, this is my conspiracy, or here's a spoiler, or here's a detail.
Right.
Even if it's one that maybe we missed in the past in the first through 9 episodes.
Yeah.
So,
or just even a comment on a video. So, and this is a good little segue point. Check out our socials.
You can't say this is a good segue. You just got to do it.
Check out our socials. They're funny memes that I create, also clips from our podcast. And
sorry.
Here's the segue point. People have commented on the videos and point out details or point out things that we didn't talk about in previous episodes. And so we'll then talk about them in the episode. So you don't just have to DM us or whatever. If it's more convenient, comment, whatever works. Just communicate.
Give us some love. Our TikTok, we're really proud of the memes we make and nobody watches them. And it's
hit or miss.
It's the algorithm, honestly, because we'll post something and it'll get like a bunch of views, and then literally we'll post something, 0 views.
I don't even know how that's possible. Like,
how is that possible?
I at least watch them on my own private TikTok, so there should at least be one.
There should at least be 1 or 2 because I watch it. But also, the ones that Tim makes are so funny. And the one that got 0, which was the Squidward one, I thought was the best one.
Yeah, it's still up. I don't take them down except for one, but that's because I personally made a mistake and had to change like the formatting.
The Squidward one's funny though, because he's chiseling.
It's
he's
the chisel
chiseling
episode.
the ice sculpture, and what does he say?
He's like, now like you have to pay attention with the greatest of details, and then he like hits it, and then the whole block shatters. But what's left remaining that I edited in through CapCut is a Titan, like one of the abnormals, like posing, and
like
Squidward just looks at it and is like confused, and then that's it.
It's such a funny.
It's 8 seconds. You know, it's 8 seconds of life that sure, you'll never get back, but you won't regret.
That was a good selling point.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, go give our socials some love.
Yeah.
Plus, we just want to interact with people and get their 2 cents on stuff, because we only have so much knowledge. I'm sure we're missing a lot of things as we go through episodes.
No, and I feel like the Attack on Titan community is super, super cool. Even just this week, we had a lot of really great engagement with, like more so in previous weeks, we had a lot of great engagement with other channels. What would you call them? Profiles on Instagram and YouTube. And YouTube, like just the shorts are going really well. So we're always just super amazed and astounded when people are like, your page looks cool, followed.
Literally, we're like, oh my gosh,
like,
really? Oh my gosh, really?
So thank you, we're still small, but we are having fun, and I think at the end of the day, that's what we always want to do. So regardless of how big this gets, this is just like a fun little passion project for us.
Yeah, and it's really, I was telling Tim, today's weird because we've had Indiana the last 2 episodes, and I was like sitting in the middle, if you're watching the YouTube, and now it's weird being just us 2.
Yeah.
Except we have AJ.
Hello.
AJ's got his
producer.
mic back.
Yeah.
Yep. It's mine.
You were
the forever guest.
True. You're forever our 3rd guest. One day your face will show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is in the plans to get AJ on screen.
As if it's that hard. He can get up
really
right now. Just get up, AJ.
Walk into
just walk in front of the camera. Show
For
yourself.
Everyone, millions of people have been saying, what does he look like? That's him. You just saw him.
There you go.
Check out our YouTube. That was a forced promotion right there. Go now.
You'll never know.
You'll never know what he looks like unless you click on it. But I also... Sorry, we haven't gotten to the episode at all. I'm always kind of weird about that. Like bands... Like, I don't like looking at what bands look like, because in my mind, I have this mental image of what they look like. And then I see them in person. I'm like, that's nothing what I thought you looked like.
That's nothing what I thought. Yeah, he literally will not look at what a person, a singer.
Coldplay, Imagine Dragons.
Do you know what they look like?
I do now because I've since seen them, but I thought they looked way different than they actually
Maybe
do.
you should just immediately look at what they look like. Because what if you see him in the street?
John Mayer, because John Mayer has been around like probably my whole life.
Definitely.
But like making music since before I was born, I don't know. But anyways, like I didn't know. Like I've heard his music growing up. I didn't know what he looked like till I was in college.
Dang.
So I thought this whole time John Mayer is this like white, dirty blonde guy.
Blonde?
Yeah. And then I saw him and I was like, who the heck is this guy?
Like Jack Johnson?
Who's that?
Jack Johnson?
Is he the country
singer? What do you mean, who's that?
He's a country singer.
No
Who is
way.
Jack Johnson?
He does kind of just guitar.
Is he the guy who did Tennessee Whiskey?
No.
No, that's Chris Stapleton.
Oh
my gosh. Jack Johnson sings Banana Pancakes. Just like really
Upside
feel good.
Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, banger. I know their songs.
Do you actually know that song?
Upside down.
You just sang the one part I did. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, it's a good song.
I listen to Jack Johnson every morning.
It's a feel good.
Really?
He's a feel good artist. You know, you feel it's light and happy.
Yeah, when my brain can't wake up and choose what song to put on or what album, I just literally throw on the exact same Jack Johnson album.
There you go. His albums are so good. It's great.
That they are.
Wow.
I don't know why we're talking so long, because this episode is packed.
Yeah, let's get into the episode. People probably just skipped through all that.
Yeah, they're like, anyways.
To the good
episode
stuff.
9, Whereabouts of His Arm. Currently, there's still like the pre-opening recap, but it's pretty much like all the same.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything really new.
I never really paid attention to the names of the episodes.
You should.
Until now?
We talked about it in the first episode. To You in 2,000 Years.
Yeah, you see how it makes sense, obviously.
If you've seen it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
but episode 9, Whereabouts of His Left Arm, which you already can kind of tell because the last episode ended with them. Eren just emerged from the abnormal Titan, and he had his sleeve on his left like arm was missing, which is that arm that got chomped. And then his right leg, I think, also like the whole pant leg was missing. So
and then doesn't Armin notice that at the end?
Yeah, he notices that.
So he's like,
and then
I'm
Eren,
so confused.
Yeah, he notices it too. So right off the bat, this episode starts with the scout regiment and like details.
No, it starts with showing
Levi.
No.
Oh, what?
Calm down. No, it shows the Titans in the streets killing people, but that's the first thing I wrote down. First scene. It literally looks like there's a Titan in the background who's on its knees like a child playing with humans like they're dolls. Did you see that?
Oh,
I didn't tell you as we were watching.
I missed that.
Okay, go to that scene.
That's why we always
look
have
in the
4 eyes
background.
watching this. Yeah.
Look in the background. You'll see a little Titan on the ground looking like a 4-year-old playing with dolls that are humans.
I do have the Hulu up.
You'll see it.
Let me.
You just see it's like dude. They're walking around. It's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Do you see it?
Oh, that's weird. That's so far in the background. How did you see that?
I always look in the back.
I did not notice that.
Isn't that funny though?
All. Yeah.
I don't know if that was on purpose or if that's just how it ended up looking, but I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Second scene.
Okay, first scene. Titans are in Trost.
Mm-hmm.
Second scene, it starts kind of going into like earlier that day and shows the scout regiment. And we talked about this in episode 5. I think it was episode 5, maybe episode 4. But they talk about Levi. You know, he has the strength of the whole brigade, and that's Commander Eren Smith. And so now they're just kind of following that plot line for like the first 5 or so minutes of this episode.
And as you know from the last 2 episodes, Indiana was wearing, if you saw on YouTube, the Levi Ackerman shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's a significant character.
I think I saw
you'll see
a post on Instagram last night that was literally like, it showed him and another anime character and was like, these 2 individuals are more important than their literal main character. Like Levi is more like popular than Eren, which is sad.
And you'll know why.
You'll know why.
If you're
pretty
literally watching
episodes
with us, you'll know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in this episode. Too.
Yeah. So it's...
And we meet Hanji for the first time.
Yeah.
Officially,
we didn't know her name, but that is okay. Her name is Hanji. Glasses
Don't
lady.
we meet at the end?
I don't know if they say her name.
Okay, well, her name's Hanji.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Spoilers.
Big spoiler.
Anyway.
Yeah, Hanji. And so she's like got a weird fetish about Titans.
Yeah, you kind of see she's a little bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, let's see. What did I write? I said
and Levi's just cool.
I said, dude, she's crazy. But Levi he's like, oh, there's an abnormal Titan right here. And she's like, what, where? And then he like grabs her by the face and is like, right here. So it's kind of funny, I thought.
Yeah. You kind of see their like friendship there too. And just her personality and his personality. That's like the beginning of seeing that. So
yeah. So they talk about in the manga. Manga does this too, where like the first scene is the scout regiment, but their primary function. So before the wall fell, their goal was to put on expeditions and go out into the world, like discovering and whatnot. Excuse me. There wasn't a whole lot of purpose to like what they were doing, except to like they were the wings of freedom for humanity. But now their primary function is to establish bases of expansion to reclaim Wall Maria, which is that whole outer ring that was lost when the Armored Titan kicked it down. So they're a spearhead for knowledge. They have the terrifying honor of representing humanity, but there is still large death toll. But there is great success recently under Commander Eren. This is all said in the first like.
Oh, that's the yeah.
It says that in the manga, and it says that in the whole first scene.
Got it. And
then we go into
the next scene, which
you don't like. Guy's getting literal munched on. He's getting
chomped.
Okay, you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. Come on, if you're seen Attack on Titan, you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I would hope so.
You know the scene where like Sokka and Katara are sucking on those frozen frogs in like the first season? This is the literal equivalent of that. This Titan is just like chomping. I don't want to say he's just got okay, I'm trying to, how do I say this in a PG way? He's just munching on the guy, you know? And the guy stabs his Titan in the face out of defiance, and then the Titan does a harder chomp because he didn't like that.
Yeah, gosh, that's just so...
If he didn't do that, if he had just let himself be chomped a little bit longer, Levi shows up like 5 seconds later. So
I know,
he was
if he
a little
just hung
preemptive.
there, didn't get angry, because then Levi swoops in and
Yeah.
just slices him. Although the Titan falls and the guy's still in his mouth technically.
True.
So I'm like, he would have died just from that fall.
Come on, Levi. What a jerk.
He should have just grabbed the guy out of his mouth.
At that point,
He could have grabbed him out of his mouth, turned around, and
canines
sliced
in his
him.
belly.
Canines in his belly. Oh, and then Hanji's like
Hanji is just playing with the Titan.
Having
She's like,
fun.
"Oh, like here I am. You come get
looking
me."
like Ron
Sorry.
Swanson,
Oh
one
yeah,
of those
that,
Titans.
That Titan. There's one
With
Ron
a
Swanson Titan.
with a mustache.
I always thought he
Little
looked
Ron
like Tom
Swanson.
Selleck.
Oh, or that,
Yeah,
yeah.
he kind of looks like Tom Selleck.
More
Yeah,
than
more than Ron Swanson. Look at the scene, episode 9, minute 5.
Wait, let me look at what
31.
Tom Selleck. I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like the baby.
How do you
baby.
spell Selleck?
Friends.
Yeah, is that the guy from
Yeah,
Friends?
yeah, he's Monica's boyfriend.
Oh my
or
gosh.
ex-boyfriend.
Yes, that is Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
That's who I base my mustache off of.
Yeah,
Really?
it's AJ.
It's go back to when we had the cameo of AJ this morning.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. AJ, A and J stands for Tom Selleck. Just the A and the J are silent.
So stupid. Okay. But here's the thing. I feel like during the scene when, although the beginning of that guy being chomped is super intense, you kind of see this different way of fighting the Titans, and it's kind of like a fresh perspective because these scouts are more trained. They've seen the Titans before. They're not
afraid.
horrified by them, so it's almost like they're kind of having fun with it. They're making a game out of it.
These are the best of the best.
Because they've done it and they're not scared of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, Hanji literally like loves them.
It's like
she's fascinated.
Yeah, it's like a little lighter, happier until it cuts to the scene where the guy's dying on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not happy anymore.
So we also see, I don't know if this was like previously observed, but Titan's blood evaporates like instantly. It just is like she gets splattered with the blood and it just like evaporates.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's steamy.
Hot and steamy.
So I put Levi as a badass to say the least and talks mad trash on the Tights.
On the Titans.
Yeah, because he's like, Petra, you take the one on the right, I'll take the 2 on the left. And she's like, what? How do you do that? And
He's crazy.
He literally takes on 2 Titans, and then he even throws his blades into a Baldy Titan. I put Baldy Titan gets his eyes skewered.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also see that Levi is a germaphobe because he gets some of the blood on his hands, and he's like, ugh, like gross. I don't like this.
OCD. Got a little
Yeah. I think they actually talk about that in the manga too.
I think that they do, because I remember reading that it's like Hanji says something.
She's like, you're OCD.
Something about
Something.
him. You're gonna take a shower or something.
I don't know how we'd get this photo to you, but we'll do it eventually. There are some weird looking Titans. This one, the one in the mad stance.
Oh yeah, with the little arms.
You just really zoom in there. But he's got little arms and he's just in a stance. He's in an eating stance.
Here, hold it up. Show the camera again.
Yes.
Are you gonna zoom in?
Yeah, I'll zoom in.
Look at this.
Everyone, look at the YouTube.
Look at the YouTube. The slow zoom in. There it is.
Is that Titan also in the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look exactly like that. With
Not his
its
body,
tiny
at least
arms.
his face does.
The arms, yeah.
yeah.
Everything. I guess I'm not.
Leah was blown away.
I was like,
this
this
was
is
her first
exactly
time
like the
reading the
show.
manga. She was like, the show was made first, right? I was like, no, the mangas were made
Yeah.
way before the anime.
know.
And she's like, it's like 1-to-1. I'm like, this is the literal storyboard right here.
Yeah, storyboard is exactly it.
There are some shots in the show when I was watching it again that there's not even movement. It's literally just an image and they're panning the camera down. And I feel like some of those are like specific manga images that they extracted from the book and then just colored it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like when they do that, when they do the shots and like someone's talking over it.
Yeah.
Just like kind of cuts out of the world for a second.
Keeps it lighthearted, you know.
Yeah.
And then you get well, never mind, I'll talk about that in the spoiler section.
You didn't find the OCD Levi, but we'll find it eventually.
Anyways, OCD Levi. So now they return to this soldier who got chomped. And he's like slowly dying. Petra's there and is like, Levi, and he's not gonna make it. And so he then like looks to Levi and he like bloodied everywhere. And I thought this was a very important note. I don't know if you noticed this, but his hands are bloody, and he like reaches his hand up to Levi, and he's like, "Did my death mean something?" And Levi like confidently grabs it, and I think that's a very important comparison because it's like the scene before Levi is disgusted by blood, and you know that he's an OCD clean freak. But that wouldn't stop him from this last moment, like recognizing this person as a human being and giving his life and appreciating that.
And you see immediately he's a good leader to them. And he does this whole speech. And basically the Petra, is that the girl?
Yeah.
Is like, sir, he's dead.
Yeah.
And he's like, did
the man hear what I had to say?
Did he hear everything? And I honestly don't think he did.
Yeah.
But she said it and said, I think he did.
Yeah, because she's like, look
he
at
was
his
at
face.
peace.
Yeah, his face looks at peace. Also, Matthew Mercer voices Levi Ackerman. Legend. I love Matthew Mercer.
Is he in other stuff?
He's in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's in...
He also does the voice of McCree in Overwatch. And he is the DM of that one Critical Role podcast show. Yeah. Where it's D&D with a bunch of voice actors. He's the DM.
Yeah. Also, probably most recently, played Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he voiced.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah, because Leah called Leah watched me beat that boss like 3 times because I loved it. Anyways, so that's kind of all that we see. Well, almost all that we see of the scouts. Eren comes in and he's like, "We got to retreat." Levi's pissed because he's like, "My men just died for this expedition that we've spent literally like 5 hours on. How are we like already retreating?" And Eren, and you get to kind of see his astuteness. That's a big word. It means cunning.
They're not dumb.
Sorry, I just wanted to flex a little bit.
That's a big word.
His astuteness and his like, there's a horde of Titans going to the wall. It probably got kicked in by the Colossal Titan, so we need to go back. Eren's essentially getting chomped. Eren's perspective, flashback of getting chomped by Santa Claus Titan, and his arm getting bitten off, and he's falling.
You see him from the inside of the Titan's mouth.
Yeah, dude,
down the gullet.
So you see the Titan's belly, and Eren like in the Titan's belly. That Titan's belly is a Mary Poppins purse. Like that, it's not that big. Like a Titan is not that big. Like. If you think about it, like imagine yourself in the belly of a Titan.
Huge.
It's like maybe the size of like a tiny jacuzzi. He's in like a pool. Eren is in a pool.
He's in a lake.
He's in a lake of dead bodies. I'm like, what the heck?
That part is so weird. And then it shows a girl that's like still alive.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my gosh.
she's like, "Mom, like I'm coming, Mom." Like she's delusional, but it makes Eren think of his mom, and that even inspires him. You know, the famous Bryce Poppenbrook. "I'm going to drive them out. Going to kill them all with my bare hands." We'll use that as a clip. Please. Sorry, I got lost there for a second.
Are you good?
I'm like crying.
Sorry, wait, where am I?
Yeah, so that's Good scene. And
I'll
then
kill them with my bare hands. Ironic because you're lacking a hand in the moment, but he's saying that as he's lifting his non-existent hand. His nub.
And then boom, transforms into a Titan. Arm shoots out of Santa Claus's face, his mouth, head. And then he essentially like bursts out of the carcass of that Titan. In the manga, Armin is sitting right in front of this.
Oh my gosh!
Like in the manga, it literally shows like Eren's arm stretch out of the Titan's mouth, and Armin is like still sitting like shocked.
Yeah,
right
he's
in front of
on the roof in front of the Santa Claus Titan.
Right,
the arm is shooting out of the Santa Claus Titan, but it's like Armin is.
He's just in shock. I think
he's in shock still
Eren
after Eren, because apparently this all happened super quick. You know, which makes sense that happened. It's Armin didn't leave that quickly after. He was kind of like
and
freaking
it
out.
Explains why none of the other Titans ate Armin, because Eren literally emerged right in front of him and killed all the surrounding Titans, thus protecting Armin unintentionally or intentionally. But now we kind of see Eren there's a weird tiny Titan like that's like crawling and it jumps,
which is this is very interesting. Because the whole idea of Eren's Titan being different was that it had the knowledge to attack other Titans. Like it had a brain. But it's weird that the little one coming up to him goes to fight him, picks the fight.
Reasons. I think though they probably sense that that's like a different, fundamentally different Titan. That it's controlled by a human. It's like of human control, of human.
Yeah, I mean it's not that little Titan is like crawling on all fours and looks like a animal.
A little weird, yeah.
But it's just interesting that one goes to like pick the fight with Eren.
But anyways. This is kind of cool. So this tiny Titan jumps like mouth open and everything, and Eren's Titan punches through the Titan's mouth like and punctures the nape of the neck. I don't know if they show that in the anime, but in the manga it like punctures through the vital spot, and I was like, crazy. That's kind of an insane way to. It's an insane kill.
Literally, you went
and the amount of timing and precision. I don't even know. That Titan's got a big mouth too. I don't know.
So, really thinking through this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So moving on, Eren is suddenly alive.
He's brought back into awareness of where he's currently at, which is he's with Armin and Mikasa, cornered by the wall garrison. I didn't catch like what role he is, but it's the same guy who was like freaking out in the last 2 episodes.
He looks like he hasn't slept in days.
Yeah, he hasn't slept in days. He's referring to the Titans, but they don't know that. So they think that Eren's a monster because he is a half Titan, half person.
Super intense.
And he just said, "You're all gonna die." Like everyone is understandably very
intense
confused.
Music, and then it cuts to an infograph. Why does it do that?
I love the infographs.
I know you love the infographics, but it's like this super intense moment. They're surrounded, and then it's like, boom, infograph.
Yeah.
What does it say? I know you want to read it.
It's pretty much the exact same thing that I already told you. It talks about the Scout Regiment and how their primary objective is to engage search activities. That was before the wall fell, but after the wall fell, the regiment is now focused on established military strongholds. Okay. So now we cut back after the halfway screen clips, and we see Connie, Krista, and Ymir. Krista and Ymir were not in there during the whole supply depot scene that happened in episode 8.
Those are their names yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If nothing else, it says it in the anime, like in the dubbed version or subbed version. I'll put like Krista, and then like, how'd you guys get out of there alive? Yeah. So that spoils it. for you, not us.
Just spoiling so much today.
So much today. But no,
so
we did know that. And so they're talking to Connie, and Connie's kind of catching them up to speed on everything that happened, on how they got out of there. We also see that Jean, Reiner, Annie, and Bertold are all together. And they're a lot more like silent and distraught because they saw Eren emerge from the Titan. Connie did not. So they're sworn to secrecy in that moment by whatever, the government that knows at this point. And Jean is just still a little grumpy guy.
Classic Jean.
Classic. We see Hans, and he's overseeing the defensive wall measures. He's talking to a soldier and inspiring him to stay focused to the task till the end, which is a big character journey for him.
From the drunk to the hero.
Right, and from the drunk who could not even stay focused on the task of killing the Smiling Titan to save Carla, Eren's mom. So this other soldier is kind of freaking out because he's worried about his friends, and so he says, well, I can't believe you managed to save these kids. Aren't they like soldiers right now?
Yeah, aren't you the ones that saved those kids?
Yeah, and he's like, they're like, do you think that they're alive? Which is kind of like, this guy's clearly aspiring, but Hans doesn't take offense to it. And he says, like, I know, like, that they're alive. One of them is a genius, being Armin. One of them is the best dang fighter I've ever heard. And the other is
the most stubborn.
Stubborn and has tenacity that is frightening.
And then we hear the general talking to Eren, Mikasa, and Armin saying, Eren Yeager, what exactly are you, human or Titan? And Eren is still completely confused. Doesn't know what's going on. Armin's being rational. We need to calm down and talk about it. Classic Armin. Rational thinker. And, of course, Mikasa goes into
defensive
and is like, don't freaking mess with me and Eren. I'll kill all of you. Yeah. And they're actually like, oh, shoot. She's gonna do it. Well, and she can.
And they know, like, one of Woerman, who is the panicking garrison guy. One of his lieutenants says, like, Mikasa has like the skill of 100 average soldiers, so like losing her would be a great loss. So,
but
they kind of,
at this point, she's not on your team.
No,
so you've already lost her.
There's another lieutenant that's blonde and has glasses that feels like they should just kill Eren. They're wasting too much time with this. It's better that he dies than he be alive, and they don't know.
And then the general makes the decision to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of has this whole back and forth for so long of Eren, like, what the heck do they mean? Like a Titan? Why are they? He's just confused.
And then he says,
what? Oh, he says, I'm human.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I'm human. Which, like, after watching the Bryce Papenbrook stuff, I just, like, can see him saying all of this now.
What Bryce? What?
Just stuff? Like him recording.
Oh, okay.
And I just now can see him doing it so clearly. And the general says, believe me, when push comes to shove, all of us are monsters. And then it goes into slow-mo. If you're watching the
YouTube, this is what he does. He's a little slow.
If you pause it, then it looks like he's showing off. He's like, he got engaged or something.
Slowly raising hand, jumped, and then boom, that thing is a rocket. And so now they're all like, okay, shoot, we gotta hide because they have cannons facing them. One from above, one from the side.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, Eren lunges and the key.
Oh yeah, so Eren, they get
Dutchman's
pulled.
Treasure.
Yeah. 2 gold doubloons. A little SpongeBob reference. So Eren gets yanked. He sees the key that's around his neck. That's from his dad's cellar. Which the key looks very different in the manga, by the way. It looks like a general just mailbox key. It's a literal like circle with little ridges. Like
key.
It looks like the most average key. This not as cool as
you
this
get
one.
all these flashbacks of what Eren clearly has forgotten or was forced to forget, and you kind of get glimpses of what actually happened with his dad and him.
Yeah,
just little snapshots of it. We don't know fully. But
we know that the dad says, Eren, whenever you see this key, you have to think I must return to that cellar. The cellar being of their basement. He says this injection that I'm about to give you, which he has a syringe, will ruin your memory. But anytime you see this key, just think I need to get back to that cellar. I need to reclaim Wall Maria. And then we kind of start getting more into this vague desperation from the dad.
You must reclaim Wall Maria and head for the cellar. Let their memories guide you.
Yeah. So I wrote the whole quote. So it says, when the ability, this is Grisha talking, when the ability confuses, let their memory serve you as your guide. One day the truth will come out. The journey will be a painful one, but it is yours to make. Mikasa's life, Armin's life, everyone's lives hinges on you being able to control this power. Dude, honestly, kind of getting goosebumps.
Goosebumps. That was good.
I'm trying to see if he says anything different.
A lot of little possible spoilers in there.
Yeah, there's just
you can't go too into detail. We'll go during spoilers, but if you notice the wording, can I say it? What can I say?
Sure. I mean, you want to
let their memories.
Yeah, who is there in this scenario?
That's all we're going to say. We're not going to ruin anything for you today.
Yeah.
And
their memories will teach you how to use it, is what he says in the manga.
There we go.
I don't really know what that means.
And then, boom.
Cannon fire.
He bites himself and...
Boom.
Also, there's like a literal chomp noise. It's like... Literally, that was it.
They literally were like, Bryce, do you mind like pretending that you're biting into a Big Mac right now? And he's like, like you hear it. It's a very.
It literally is that. He's like, yeah,
flash of lightning, and then this mist everywhere. Armin and Mikasa are within these like ribs.
Yeah,
and then
you notice there's a full not full.
Torso Titan.
Ooh, Torso Titan.
That's
that one.
Yeah. T.T Titan.
Torso Titan, and you see it's like half made, a rib cage to protect them.
With like muscle on the left side.
Muscle, hand reaching out, arm reaching out.
Stopped the cannon fire is what.
Okay.
Everyone's safe. Everyone screams. Episode ends.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. So many spoilers.
I feel like
that we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And I feel like we didn't talk about subbed so much. This episode, when I was kind of looking at it, honestly, I kind of prefer the dubbed in this episode because that whole speech alone, Grisha's speech, I feel like is phrased very similarly to the book. But the subbed version actually is slightly different. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Specifically regarding their power, the keys, kind of, yeah. Anyways, so interesting stuff. If you've seen to the end of the whole series, death count
11.
Yeah, we counted all those floating bodies in.
Only the obvious ones, not like the random, but like torsos
or the guy getting munched in the beginning.
And then Mikasa says Eren 2 times, but possibly 3 times.
Yeah.
I think we missed one.
Sometimes I feel like it depends depending on if you're watching subbed or dubbed. But
that's true. So let's say 3.
We're primarily dubbed. Let's say 3, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 3. Okay. Okay, moving on to spoilers. So if you haven't watched...
Like, comment, subscribe, recommend. Let us know how we're doing. All feedback is appreciated.
Goodbye.
Especially if you're nice. Amen.
Especially if you're... Amen.
Goodbye, yeah.
Okay, so spoilers. Moving on to spoilers. So get out if you haven't watched until the last literal second of the whole series. We know some of you want to be here, but we'll ruin a lot for you.
Yeah.
because there's so many things that go on.
Yeah.
Past this moment. Okay,
Such
bye.
as Grisha. Okay, so with the whole key situation, their memories. I think because Grisha has the attack Titan, he understands that he can use the memories of his future inheritors. So that's what I think he's referring to when he says,
there?
Yeah, when he says their memories
sure.
will serve as a guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Definitely. And one thing I wrote was, honestly, when Eren is surrounded by the soldiers, maybe they should have just killed him because
well, yeah. So this
he does way more damage than
it was funny because we were talking about this, and I made us stop talking about it because we were talking, like, we're watching the episode, and we started talking about why they said this, and we're like, we need to stop having this conversation and save it for the podcast. Yeah. And you brought this up, like, it would have been better just to kill him.
Yeah, there's so many moments when Eren should have been killed but wasn't, and you realize at the end of the series that he should have, because so many people in reality, 80%,
I think it was 80% of humanity
80% of humanity died
83 or
because of him.
Yeah.
And the other Titan, like, there were other Titans too, but he did the main work. And you realize you're rooting for him this whole time to stay alive because you think him staying alive is going to save everyone. Or at this point, you don't really know.
Yeah.
But you just want the main character to stay alive. Then you want him to stay alive because they're all trying to fight, the bad guys.
You're talking about season 4?
I'm just talking about throughout the whole series. Okay. I mean, throughout even the second and third season, he is used to help people and to, like, help the whole thing. Then you realize that that's not his main mission,
right?
Or, like, it's gonna inevitably happen, basically. So it's just funny because
I made this comment on Instagram where someone said, like, Eren is, we're talking about Eren having freedom or being, like, the savior of humankind, and so I commented that he was humanity's greatest I don't remember what I said. It was a bar, though. Humanity's greatest ally when he was confined to the walls, but as soon as he learned that there was humanity outside of the walls, he was humanity's greatest threat.
Boom.
And it's, mic drop. But I think it's true. Like, and you can talk about, like, maybe if they killed him, it would have been better off. But at the end of the day, like, no matter what, we were talking about this, humanity through Isayama's narrative is destructive. And hence we see at the end of the series with, like, essentially the atomic bomb wiping everything out of what's left of Eldia or Paradise Island. Humanity is destructive and will kill itself regardless if there's Titan powers or not. It's humanity's tendency to fight and have war and stuff like that. Freedom is not there.
Yeah, it's just a cycle.
Yeah. Shoot. Man, I can't even think anything else. That's good.
Oh, well, the thing with the Titan, the torso Titan at the end is that it had one purpose, which was to stop the cannon.
Right.
That was Eren's point.
Which I feel like that's the only time that we see another Titan, that and, like, Eren picking up the spoon and later in the series, in the season. That's the only time we see, like, a half-baked Titan transformation. You know? Everything else, like, whenever people bite themselves, cut themselves, whenever Titan transformers do that, it's always to their full Titan. This is, like, one of only 2 times that there is the intentionality of transformation that's not just the full attack Titan for Eren, or even, I don't think, like, Reiner does that, or no one really.
That's interesting. Well, I think it's
I think
Bertold
does it too.
On the wall, right? Yeah, he only is a torso.
Oh.
But I thought that was because Armin distracted him. I can't remember too much.
Yeah.
We got it. Yeah. We'll see.
Right.
Yeah. So but also you have to think Eren doesn't know what he is.
Yeah.
everyone else who becomes a Titan
is trained in
it or knows that they are going to be a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And they are exposed to it. This is like, he doesn't know. So whatever he's trying to do,
he's figuring it out.
He's figuring it out.
Yeah.
So that's like his first time doing that, and he half did it.
Yeah.
Half of a Titan.
Right.
So yeah,
all
any
on
other parts?
instinct. All on instinct.
Yeah, it's like
he
the
didn't
objective.
intentionally know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they talk about that your first transformation after becoming a Titan is rough. Like, you don't really have control, and you see that with Falco. That's the younger one. Yeah, Falco. And really any other times they talk about it as like your first transformation, you don't really have control. You're kind of just going chaotic. And you see that with Eren when he first intentionally transforms to pick up the boulder. He nearly kills Mikasa, you know. So
dang, so much is gonna happen.
It's a long journey, but it's a good one.
It's a long journey. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything?
That's a good one. I don't think so. Yeah. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Okay, so lame. Continuing. Just making fun of you. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for listening. A lot of things going on, and will continue to go on. Yeah. It's like, I feel like at the beginning we had a little bit, like, there's an episode that was a chill episode, you know, not too crazy, developing characters. Now it's just every episode's going to be crazy stuff. Yeah. It just never ends. It's like a fever dream.
Love this show.
Love the show.
Long live this show.
Sasageyo.
Give your hearts. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know.
We went back to our pre-coffee days.
The adrenaline is worn off.
It's gone. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week for episode 10. A lot of things going on in that one. Yes. So make sure you watch it before you listen. Or we'll spoil stuff. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great rest of your week. Amen. Or Goodbye. If you're binging this, see you literally in 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know. Okay. All right. Bye.